What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is the real episode 177 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
Nah, wait a minute. Are you sure? Is this it? This is the GG podcast?
It sure the F is.
All right, so hold on. Let me get ready for this. Okay, here it goes. GG! Yep.
That is what I'm talking about. That voice, of course, is Mr. David Santos, aka Dream Twister. What is up, sir?
Hello, world. I am the Dream Twister. I am here recording podcast. I am going to do the rest of the podcast on my rubber voice. And no, that's going to become too annoying.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not going to be annoying at all.
Woo!
Sir, we are enjoying some refreshing Big Wave beer from Kona. How are you enjoying that, sir? It had like a little pineapple to it.
I really liked it. And, sadly, I liked it a little too much on my end. I ended up drinking, instead of taking like small gulps, I took big gulps. And I already had a mixed drink that I did before that. So by that point, by this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna tone it down. Otherwise, I'm not gonna make it by the third part of the podcast.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I need you to slow down, and we'll get to you. We'll get to more beer in a moment.
Hey, what can I say? I'm a lightweight.
Yeah. Guys, if this is your first time listening, thanks so much for tuning in. Please go to Facebook and search Good Game Brackety GG. I promise we will fix this eventually, right, Mr. Santos?
That's right. We still haven't paid for the GG.tech.
Yes, we need.
Don't be squatting the GG.tech, anybody, because I know I will ban you from the group. You will not be welcome on the team anymore.
And if this is your first time listening to the show, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do, guys, is we go into what we've been up to, move on into various news items. Not nude items.
Not nude items. It's not that type of podcast.
No, just kidding.
It is after hours, but
it is, yes. But none of that.
No.
Various news items, and then we finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic: forgetting current gen.
This one's interesting because I have no idea what it's about.
This was your idea, sir. This was literally yours. Yeah. From last week, you suggested it. This was not on the air. You just suggested it for a hot topic in the future. What essentially it is, guys, is, I don't know if you've noticed, people have been mentioning there are certain games that for some reason they look beautiful and they're meant to push the limits of the console as much as possible, but current gen consoles don't even seem to be able to hold on to them very much. Control is a perfect example where even the Xbox One X has problems running that game without having any hitches. Gears of War 5, and it seems just to be, something that's happening a little bit more and more. And so we're going to look into what could that be? What's the reason behind that? Is PC more of a bigger focus, and they're like, we'll let the consoles catch up eventually by patching them in, or is there some other reason behind it? So that is the hot topic for this week.
I remember now.
You remember your idea. Good stuff.
Yeah, because it was It was the name that threw me off a little bit. I thought we were saying goodbye to the consoles. We're forgetting the current run.
Well, we're not, but developers seem to be. So
yeah.
All right, let's start the show, sir. What have you been doing?
All right, so I took a break from The Witcher, believe it or not. Because I realized there was a lot of people they were already getting bored of hearing me talk about The Witcher, and
talk about it. You don't have to stop. You could just skip it. You don't have to say anything about it. Why stop?
Because then I won't have anything. Because I barely watch movies. But I can prepare. Sir, I have been playing Gears 5.
Nice.
Yes, Gears 5 I've been playing on PC. Also, obviously available on Xbox. And where do I start? First of all, the port on the PC is good. I'm not giving it any crap. I'm not saying anything wrong about it. I do believe that as far as the graphics go and the graphic settings and all that, they made a really good job of porting this game to the PC. That said, I don't know if they assumed that audio was a thing, or that everybody had like high end, Dolby Atmos system hooked up to the computers.
Well, of
because
course. Everybody does, no?
yeah, that's the PC Live, exactly. You buy the expensive video card, and then you buy even more expensive set of speakers. But for some reason, the game right now, the game has a bug where on certain systems, I will say I have Logitech speakers, but I also heard of it happening on some headphones. The Because the game defaults to a Dolby Atmos sound,
Mm-hmm.
The systems that are not Dolby sound have this problem where you can't hear the audio, and the audio usually comes from the center channel of those layouts. So you start playing and everything will sound awesome, but then the people will start talking, and you're trying to make you're straining yourself to try to make sense of what they're saying because you can barely hear them. And at first I thought, well, maybe it's just this part of the game. But as I kept on going through eventually it was a tutorial of it. It was annoying me too much. It was like, no, this doesn't sound that this can't be right. There's something wrong. Something wrong here. So I plugged my set of USB headphones, and it fixed it. And apparently it has to do something with very specific set of speakers, mostly Logitech based. So I have a really hard time trying to figure out what was going on before I just gave up and decided to, okay, well, I'm gonna play this game with headphones. I did something different. I didn't buy this game. At least I didn't pay $60 for it.
Mm.
I actually subscribed to Game Pass. So Game Pass, yes. yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna make it that easy, it's like, well.
Not only that, I subscribed for $2, 2 months for $2.
Wow.
So that was quite a deal, of course. And in 2 months, you would have played the crap out of this game already, if you were interested, and you would have played, other fantastic Xbox titles like Crackdown 3 and Sea of Thieves. I'm not gonna play Crackdown 3 or Sea of Thieves, but it's there. You can also play Forza Horizon. So it's a good value. It's a good value proposition. Obviously for $2, me playing Gears of War 5. I mean, sorry, Gears 5. They took the war out of the game, because evidently, like the messaging on the game seems to be more like on the previous game that it seemed to be like, this badasses of war, and on this one it's more like war is kind of fucked up. War is bad. Okay, you know what I mean. So they changed. So they changed the title. Now it's just Gears 5, which is fine. Whatever. I have some problems with this title though, and I'm not talking about anything technical anymore. I'm talking about gameplay.
Oh.
This is probably my least favorite Gears. I am not enjoying it as much as I have enjoyed previous ones, and I think it was because some changes that they made on this game, trying to make it be different and better. They didn't quite land it, on the execution. And I'll give you an example. So the game takes place after the events of Gears 4, which Gears 4 ends on quite a a cliffhanger. Yeah, a very
Okay.
interesting cliffhanger, where you see this, one of the ladies of your squad. You don't know if she's basically given, something that makes you wonder, like, wait a minute, is she who we think she is, or is she, like, what is her relation to the enemy here? I forgot. God, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. I want to call it the Covenant. It's not the Covenant.
Oh, yeah.
The
The bad dudes.
shit, I forgot the. Anyway, the bad guys from Gears of War. Anyway, uh, so you start this game, and it starts you off like a Gears of War game. It's very linear, which is what I'm looking for from these games. I'm not looking for
The
uh,
Locust.
the logos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is your relationship to the logos exactly? So the game starts very linear, and then by Act Two, it opens up into this. I hesitate to call it open world, because yes, it's sort of like an open area, but there's not huge. They're not huge maps. They're just in, instead of channeling you in from stage to stage, it
Mhm.
opens up into this area where now to go to the next, to the next mission, you have to get there. You have to get there by driving this kind of like skiff
Mhm.
on a mobile thing, which is actually quite fun to drive. Let me tell you,
I have problems, but this isn't one of
it,
them.
it is fun. But the problem is that those areas are very barren, and like as you're driving, there's nothing happening as you're driving. It's just a means of getting to the next section, and then you go into the next section, and for lots of parts of the missions, you're just walking. You're not even attacking anything. You wonder, like, okay, so where are the bad guys? And so it feels like you have less cool encounters in this game, because they're trying to pad it with this open-ended areas, but that don't have anything in between. You just
so so they've included the or rather the bad reasons of having an open world into a game that was strictly linear.
hmm yeah,
And yeah, that's insane.
it's almost, you remember, ever play Mafia 2? Mafia 2 was one of those games that was heavily criticized for having an open world that was empty. There was not much to do. It's not like you're doing I don't know, different interesting tasks here. All you do is just go from one place, clear out the air, clear out the area, and go to the next. These things are optional. I mean, there's some story missions, of course, that you need to hit them, but there are some other areas that are optional, but they're really not, because what they are is you have this new thing on Gears of War, is that you have a skill tree for your um, robot companion, your
Mhm.
floating robot companion, called Jack, and he can help you actually in when you fight in the locust. He attacks, he cloaks himself, he can revive you, and all those things you basically you select it from ability that he has on a skill tree, that you continue to improve
Mhm.
with these things that you find throughout the world. That you basically are looking throughout the world. You want to make sure you collect as many of them, because that's kind of like the currency that you need to level up the robot skills. So
Mhm.
I'll give you an example. One of them is a cloaking device. Suddenly the robot can cloak you.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's cool. That could come in very handy to escape from certain, from sort of center places. All the times you have a power that you can control one of the enemies, and then the enemy joins, basically, helps you out, which is pretty neat. But just the act of to be able to upgrade him, you want to do this side quest, these side missions that don't take long, and they're just like almost like diversions.
Mm.
Uh, to you kill a bunch of locusts and then you retrieve the item that you need and then you install it on the robot and that's it. You know. So like I said, you can skip that, but then Jack won't be as cool. So obviously you're gonna complete the whole the whole thing, and it's not that it's tedious. It's not that it's I mean sorry, it's not that it's long. It's not like that there are long areas. It's just that it's unnecessary because that's not the reason you play Gears of War for.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, or Gears. Sorry, it's not a Wars anymore.
It's
Yeah.
whatever. It's a franchise. You're going to name it by the name of the franchise, which is Gears of War. So
So and it's also you when you have that so you have that that area, and this area it's a snowy area, so of course the graphics looks nice. A lot of people are saying, oh man, this is the best that Gears have ever looked. I don't think so. I honestly don't think
really,
yeah, I mean it looks nice.
so you've
It
seen
looks good.
better from like what 4?
Dude, Gears of War 2 to
Gears of
me
War 2?
look better on the
Wow.
360. Gears of War 2
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
360. And you can see this. This is not me just talking out my ass. There is a video from there's a YouTube video from Krabby Cat. He tends to do this type of videos where he doesn't talk or anything like that. He just makes comparison or I don't know. Sometimes it's funny, but in this particular one, he compares the graphics of Gears of War 2 and the graphics of Gears 5. And yes, Gears of War 2 looks a lot gray, grayer, but he can also tell that even the feel of the weapons, they felt heavier. You felt like you were this like heavy, tanky soldiers. And this one you don't really get that feel. If anything, your soldiers feel like they feel like they're walking like constipated. I don't know what it is, but I do
Got
not.
a saggy diaper.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
And I want to say I think and I don't want to misquote him, but maybe what's in the Spyro might have mentioned that, or maybe he referring to another game and I'm misremembering. But anyway, he made fun of a game or two in the past where the movement of the characters was kind of like funky and weird, and it was silly. He might have like maybe, but I just kept thinking of that. I could not think of that, and the walking, the walking, and then the sound of the footsteps constantly. It gets a little annoying. Anyway, so the graphics, yes, they look more colorful, but and I guess they look great for when they're for the open world environments.
Mhm.
But yeah, and on top of that, this like the story, the characters also, they're not like you don't care about these people, honestly. Like I'm not having the connection that I used to
You're not
have with
yeah, you're not finding
Marcus
connection.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
and Dom and Bear and Marcus are there. They're actually in this game. There's no spoilers. There'll be more than feature and trailers and shit, but it doesn't matter. You don't control them.
So you're controlling just her.
Well, for the first part of the game, you're controlling Marcus's son, which is the same person you control on Gears of War 4.
Yeah, I remember 4. Yeah.
On 5, you start with him, but then you switch to the lady. I want to say her name is Kate. But again, if I remember this wrong, I apologize. That should tell you, that should give you an idea of just how meh I'm feeling about this game. It's not a bad game. I'm not saying that. Obviously, I intend to beat it. I think I have to be getting close to to the last part of it, because after the snow level I jump into the next area, but then the next area ended up being another unnecessarily open world where it just felt like there was a lot of padding on it.
Mm.
So I don't know, man. I don't think this is the best Gears. The opinion is controversial because I have seen reviews where they say, yeah, this game, this is awesome. This is
Mhm.
what you this is what you want, where you want a Gears to be. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Give me my linear Gears. I'm a fine. And then of course a lot of people play it more for the multiplayer. They're more
Mhm.
interested in the multiplayer aspect of it. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm not one of them. I don't play multiplayer, so I can give you a judgment on on it. I heard it started very rough
Oh, well,
at launch,
servers, yeah, I
server
mean that
issues and stuff
happens.
like
Yeah.
that. So, but yeah, that's gear for you. And then I saw a couple movies actually.
Yes.
Yes. So where do I start? All right. So let me tell you about this particular one. Um, and all I can say is that it was pretty awful. Um,
Really awful?
it was very, very, very disappointing. Of
Wow.
course, I am talking about You Don't Mess with the Sohan. Oh,
Yeah.
you thought I was talking about E2? No, don't worry. That's
The
coming.
I was just gonna say, I was like, I can pretty sure that that's not your initial reaction, but
No, 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 no,
I
no.
mean,
I,
I'm all for, sleeping on the decision. You know what I mean? Maybe
no,
you
no,
woke
no,
up and
no.
said, you know what, that shit was just shit.
No, no,
Okay,
no, no,
so
no, no, no.
I got you.
I'm talking about this shit of a movie that I saw that I was I can't even describe why I stayed to the end. But there is an Adam Sandler movie. There you go. I should just give you that, and that's it. There is an
Yeah,
Adam Sandler movie.
says it all. Yep.
Yeah. It's called You Don't Mess with the Sohan. With the Soran? With the Soran?
Well, they say Zohan, but yeah, Zohan is
Sohan. Yeah, yeah. My God, this movie is fucking terrible. This movie is. Do not watch this movie. I thought Ghostbusters 2016 was a bad movie. I'm here to tell you that Ghostbusters 2016 is an Oscar nominee, at least, compared to this trash. And I had. It was horrific to me to hear that you saw it too. That
Oh,
you
I
saw
mean, I've seen it before, and it is what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, this is
oh God.
a
Oh
reminder of
God.
where
So
it was so bad that that he sent me a picture. Santos Drain Twister here sent me a picture
yeah,
saying I am in distress.
yeah,
And it was a picture of Adam Sandler as Zohan,
yes.
and he was so bad that he forgot today because I brought it up. And he's like, "How did you know?" And I'm like, "What do you? How do I know?" You sent me the picture. You were literally in distress.
I did not know. I completely forgot that I have told him, please save me. Do a SWAT on me. Just
Yes.
get me out of here, because I was honestly, it was my wife's idea. She wanted to watch something funny, and she doesn't think that this movie is great. I'm not saying that at all, but she did find it, humorous. To me, the humor was not there, and I like funny movies. I enjoy, silly movie. I enjoy stupid movies also. I can enjoy a really, really. Man, this movie was so offensively stupid in so many levels that at one point it almost became granny soft porn, and I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
nope, I'm not having it. Like I was covering my eyes, like if it was a horror movie, just with the sheer disgust of how bad, how stupid and silly and bad it is. So Adam Sandler is basically playing. I want to say he was a Jewish commando, or
Yeah.
like a special
Israeli, I think
forces guy,
Israeli commando. Yeah.
like an Israeli yeah, special forces guy. Uh, that he wants to. Sorry, let me shut my phone down here. Uh, that he's tired of that life. He wants to. He ends up basically flying to the U.S. because he wants to become faking his death and flying to the U.S. because he wants to become a hairstylist. And yes, you heard me. You heard me right. I said an Israeli commando wanted to become a hairstylist. That was his. That was his dream. And yeah, I
It says it all.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything, else to say. He's supposed to be like this hero, and all the women are after him, and he's kind of like a gigolo, but he's like a granny gigolo. When he comes to the states, and the whole movie, I guess, is meant to have a message about the
Sir, you're reading way too much into it, so there's no message in there.
There's no message on it.
There's no message in this movie.
I thought he was talking about like the how stupid the war with the Israeli and Palestinians and stuff like that, and why can't we get together, yada yada. But it just comes so poorly delivered, so ham-fisted, so like it doesn't look like this movie had a script. I almost felt like they were just ad-libbing the entire thing, and it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. Anyway, a 0 out of 10, a total garbage pile of fire. Just avoid it like the plague. Do not watch this movie. What you do want to watch, even though it is horrifically long, is the most terrifying thing about the movie is how long it is. Is It Chapter 2. And I did watch it, It Chapter 2, and I liked it.
Good.
A
good finale to. Is the finale or is it another chapter?
Yeah, well, it's following it's based on the book, and so it's pretty final. But now I heard that we're talking about possibly, because the movie's doing apparently like really really well.
Yeah.
So now they're thinking of doing a prequel, which is that's kind of dumb. Like, you don't need to do that. Also, a prequel, like, it's not gonna be the kids. The kids was
it's a prequel to the Clown, probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but on this one, it is, it's obviously, it has been 27 years later. The kids are obviously adults now, and they are called, once again to confront Pennywise, because if you remember from the first one, it pretty much ends in a promise. If this happens again, we're gonna come back. Basically, I'm not gonna say much of it, even though that's, fortunately, might have said a little bit too much. But anyway, the thing was that obviously it has a part 2, so it makes you think, okay, it's not over. The movie was very funny. Actually, I still subscribe to the idea that this is a comedy horror rather than a horror film, because I have more moments laughing than what I had actually being scared. The scary part, or unfortunately didn't work very well, because the movie and again, this is very unfortunate, but it kind of relied a little bit too much on jump scares, which it's cheap. I don't like that. And speaking of cheap, the design of the monsters were kind of hilarious, kind of silly, because they were like almost very poor CGI. So it was very difficult to find something that will really stay with you, that will really scare you. Maybe Pennywise, some of his, but Pennywise is because it's him, and he is creepy, already. But like some of the designs of these monsters that will appear suddenly, I will compare it to something that you will see maybe in Lord of the Rings, where they're not scary monsters. You know, they might look a little disturbing, but it's not something that will stay with you. You know, so I don't that none of that worked. Sadly, and a lot of people were complaining about the conclusion. I thought they did a pretty good job. Because the thing with the book is that the the book went a little too silly in its ending. Like, and this is actually an unfortunate fact of most of Stephen King's
Work, his work, yeah.
yeah, his work, that he's known for writing some amazing stories, but not necessarily landing the ending to the point where even this movie acknowledges it very openly. Because if you remember, uh, I forgot his name, the last name Dembro, that the guy that was basically like the leader of it, of the losers of the
Of
losers.
the losers.
Yeah. Dembro, he's a writer, right? So a lot of times in the movie they were almost repeating the same joke of like, oh, you see, you know, you're like my work. It's like, no, not really. I didn't like the ending of whatever his job was, whatever his work has been. Uh, and it's almost like, okay, we get it. We know what you're trying to do here. And I was one of the reasons why I was very interested in watching the end, this movie, is because I wanted to see how they actually treated the end of it. Because again, in the book, it goes crazy. It goes bananas. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it is like I couldn't think of a way that they were gonna be able to do that in the movie, and people not and have not people like being like, oh fuck this, walking out, or like what the hell. Like, I wanted to see what they did. What they ended up doing was changing it up enough to where it was still faithful to. I mean, it was still close to the source material, um, but changed enough to where it makes sense when you're watching it as a movie. You know what I mean? So obviously there were some aspects that are never, that are never touched. That were on the book. I'm not gonna say what those are, but yeah, it had a satisfying ending. Not to say that it didn't have some ridiculous plot holes that you'll be like, but wait a minute, because first of all, this is not spoiling anything. This is just you thinking on the whole. If you have this monster clown that is able to kill people and steal children and all that, like, why is he having such a hard time killing the losers? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can kill everybody else pretty easily, but not them. Because they're what do you call it? They're saved by the script.
Yeah, exactly. Saved by the script. Saved by the script. That's a good way of putting it. But yeah, I also have to criticize a little bit the way that it was edited. Not because it didn't make sense, but because it was, I mean, too long, man. Close to 3 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes. At some point you're already getting desperate. Oh, okay, let's wrap this up. It's it doesn't matter, because again, the tensions and the scares and all that, it's not longer working. It almost feels like a grown-ups The Goonies. If I had to put it.
It's funny because The Goonies, I remember like really liking The Goonies, and then watched it when I was older, and I was like, yeah, this is not good. It's not good. But
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that experiment.
Yeah,
because I don't remember seeing. I remember The Goonies, but I haven't seen it as an adult.
Yeah. Just brace yourself for some loud ass kids, and you're like, oh, dude, I can't with these kids.
Well, the kids, and of course, they make the movie. They're hilarious. And Pennywise, I think, I forgot the name of the actor, but that plays the Pennywise. But I think he did a fantastic job here, as well. If I had to score it, I will probably give it a 7. It feels very safe. I know. I'm not trying to, because I don't think I was thinking maybe a 6, but it's not. It's not closely mediocre. It's actually something that you enjoy. It's just, if you were gonna compare it to the first one, then hands down the first one was the better movie. But you do want to see how this one ends. Especially you want to see the kid, the adults version of those kids, which the way they grow up, it makes sense. And you almost feel concerned about, oh man, am I gonna remember who was who? I only know Beverly because she's the only girl, and am I gonna remember who Bill Denbrough, that's his name, is. But the movie takes care of doing the fade out, where it shows you the character of the adult and then fading into the kid. So you immediately know, like, oh, okay, this is this guy. Oh, this is this guy. Oh shit, this is this guy now. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely go watch it if you have the chance. I think it was good.
Cool.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I have.
Nice. What I have, I'm still playing Catherine, and yeah, it's still good. I am seeing it for what it is. You know what I mean?
And what is that?
And it is, how do I say this? It's clear that I had rose-colored glasses for this particular game. It's funny because I'm enjoying the hell out of the gameplay, but man, some of the story is just like, woo, damn. You know what I mean? I think I'm literally at the very, very end.
Nice.
And of course it's like the most challenging of the puzzles, so it's like, extremely frustrating, but I'm still enjoying the heck out of it because I like the challenge of the puzzles. I'm a big puzzle guy when it comes to gaming. I love that stuff. So still playing that. I did start playing a new game on the Switch, a little title called Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Really?
Yes, it was on sale, believe it or not. Digital sale on Nintendo's service.
What?
For $15.
Really?
Says that Nintendo does not discount their games.
They almost never, because look at our reactions.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so there was I was like $15, done. You know what I mean? And so I started playing that, and it is really, really cool. It is technically, baby's first, turn-based strategy game. Yeah, it is. But that said, dude, it's a lot of fun. It's really intuitive too. I like the different things that you can train your characters to do. You can create a party. I'm pretty sure there's no permadeath, but it is what it is. But still, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of strategy behind it, for elevation and how you can get up and get down in certain shots. There is gunplay, believe it or not, for Mario game. And they're like little laser guns or something like that. But it is actually really enjoyable. I'm definitely going to continue to play that. It's probably probably the best game I've played on the Switch so far. But of course, my Switch is like second place to this PlayStation right now. But
yeah,
so I'm definitely enjoying that. That was pretty cool. What I've been watching, I'm going to start first with something that I absolutely loved, and I mentioned it before. Kingdom. I had only seen the first 3 episodes, and I finished the whole series. And it is really too cool, bro.
Yeah.
It really is. It is a different take on the zombie genre. As I mentioned before, it takes place in I don't know, let's call it 14th century Korea. The clothing, the look of the place is very, very true to what you would think it is. And I absolutely. There's only 6 episodes, and I cannot wait for more. It subverts expectations when it comes to that's great about the series is that you think you know everything you would know about zombies. You know, it's okay. It's gonna be zombies. This is what it is. No, they change the rules a little bit. And what I love about it is that the zombies are, a major threat. You know what I mean? It is a major. You really feel fear for the people involved. And
So you have fear of The Walking Dead?
I have fear of the walking zombies. I'm not gonna even say Walking Dead. The hell with that. So yeah, I think it's on Netflix. It's only 6 episodes. A definite, easy, digestible series. It's clear that it will continue, so it'll have another season. And I hope it doesn't go too long. Like I hope it doesn't do the Walking Dead thing, and that you just stretch it out as long as possible. And Netflix for the most part doesn't seem to do that, and neither do Asian shows and films. They just know as, hey, this is our story. We're going to end it here. You know what I mean? It's not about ratings and keep people coming back. It's like, nope, this is where the story ends. We'll think of something else to make up for a whole different story if need be. But so that's very cool. I saw Detective Pikachu.
Oh,
and I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of liked it. I don't have an attachment to Pokemon that like a lot of people do. So all I saw was this beautifully. First of all, the Pokemon look amazing. Okay. Yes. You look at this and you really fear for the Sonic movie because you just know it's not going to be this. You know what I mean?
Not from early showings.
No. The way they look, the way they interact, the world is very odd. It's a world where Pokemon. So this is kind of in the very, very beginning. It's not really a spoiler. It kind of a little bit of a backstory, a little bit of backstory. I kind of like that because they don't. It's a good and bad thing. They don't really explain Pokemon, right? They don't say this is where they came from. They don't explain each one's ability. No, this is for fans. Like you will know. It's like if you don't know who these people are, then this isn't for you. You know what I mean? So you just know how these the Pokemon work. So they don't go into that, but they do kind of give you a little bit of the world. Apparently, the city that this takes place in is the one city where everyone has a partner Pikachu, a partner Pokemon, and so that's just the way that particular mega city works. I don't remember the name of the city. Outside of that, it's not like that. Outside of that city, everybody hunts and battles Pokemon. And so this is just the one city that basically does it in a very peaceful way, and it's sort of a living with them and using them and their abilities and stuff like that, but not treating them like property or something like that. So it's pretty cool. I enjoyed that for what it was. It's interesting seeing Ryan Reynolds. I couldn't disconnect Ryan Reynolds' voice from it's just I couldn't not hear him.
You heard Deadpool.
And so I think it was funny for the trailer, but when you see it in action, it's like it kind of took me out of it. You know what I mean? And the story plot line is very silly, and if you really, really look into it, you can realize, if this one thing didn't happen, we wouldn't have a story here. You know what I'm saying? And the reason it happened is just like it shouldn't have. It didn't make much sense. But it's obviously it's not about that. It's about showing off the world and everything. And special effects wise, this is a very good looking movie. So definitely, if you are obviously into Pokemon, you probably already saw it anyway. But if you've been on the fence about it, I do know, and I'll let him speak on it. Chaos when he joins us a little bit later. I do know that he wasn't as high on it, but I'll let him say his piece on that. And I think I know his reasons. I think he wanted to see outside of the city, for the record. I think that's the version of Pokemon he wanted to see. But that's not obviously what they were going to do here.
This is more based on the Detective Pikachu game, is it?
Well, that particular story, I don't know if it's like beat for beat the game, but it is based on that particular written story. So if you've seen or played that game, then you kind of know what's going to happen here. So it wouldn't become a surprise. But I enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, the character is very good. Ken Watanabe's in it. He's one of my favorite Asian actors, and he's in there, and he's as serious as anybody, as he usually is, and he has a partner Pokemon too. You know what I mean? Just like, whoa, So nice. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The last thing I saw, which I really, really enjoyed, but I will also recognize that it's not a very good movie, but I really enjoyed it. And I think so the name of the movie is Godzilla King of Monsters, which we rented basically. And it is a sequel to the Godzilla, I want to say it was 2017, where so it's the new, almost like the reboot of the whole thing. Also the beginning piece of the world that they're building with because it is connected to King Kong, Skull Island. It is connected to Skull Island, and all that stuff. But the original, so this one here, so let me start with the original. The original, I enjoyed that more than this one, and I enjoyed it for a lot of reasons that a lot of people didn't enjoy, and that is there wasn't a lot of Godzilla in the first one. So a lot of people were like, so this is a Godzilla movie, but he's only here for like 10, 15 minutes. You only see him. But it was very similar to classic movies like Jaws, for instance, right? Jaws, there's a lot of tension in Jaws and everything, but you don't really see Jaws a lot. When he's there, man, he's fucking there. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's that vibrant moment. So it's a little bit slower. It's more tension. It's more about what happened after he came through. But the reason they did that is because the moment you see Godzilla, man, it's just like the impact that it makes, because it kind of built the whole thing going to that point. So anyway. Clearly, the people the makers heard this. So this time, man, you have Godzilla all over the place. You've got nothing but a bunch of different. You got King Ghidorah. You've got Rodan. You've got Mothra. You've got so many of them there. And while it's great, it's also like, okay, now it's now we've
overwhelming.
It's like, okay, now we have too much. And then the story was, I mean, if it's even possible, it was even more nonsensical than Pokemon, than the Pikachu. So that's wow. But I still enjoyed it because it's still a Godzilla movie, and I'm here to see Godzilla and it do what it needs to do to beat all these other other monsters or whatever it is that now the cast is what's incredible. Dude, this cast is stacked. First off, Ken Watanabe also happens to be in this one. There is Charles Dance, which you know him as Lord Tywin Lannister, the father Lannister from Game of Thrones. He is in it. You've got
Love it.
He's in it. Kyle Chandler's in it. If you don't know who he is, you'll probably know him by face. Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, which you'll know her as Seven from I'm not Seven, 11 from
7-Eleven.
11 from what's the name of that? Stranger Things. And then it's I don't know, I'm gonna mess up her name. Ziyi Zhang. You would know her probably. She's a Chinese actress who's also a martial artist. She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She was in the Rush Hour 2. I don't know if you saw that one. Nice. Yeah. But dude, the cast is ridiculous. It goes on. There's like so many other people, and and I start looking at this, going, why are all these people here? Why are there so many characters? There's just too many characters, too much going on, and of course the people act all, it's the decisions that they make. It's like, come on, guys, who does this? So that said, I still freaking enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, I love all the Godzilla ones. I just, for whatever reason, I just have a love for big Godzilla films, and
who doesn't?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And if I do have a complaint other than the ones I already mentioned, is a lot of the film's special effects took place in the rain. So because of that, the look, trying to being able to see what's going on sometimes is a little bit hard to do. And that's kind of like you look at Pacific Rim, right? Watch Pacific Rim, man, you can see clearly as day what's going on, and it's all awesome, right? But you muddy it up by making it just a little bit darker and throw some rain in there, and suddenly you're like, yeah, I think I see what's going on, but damn this weather, So it's like, but anyway,
couldn't you have film on a sunnier day?
Well, there's a point behind that.
Of course.
Dora is basically let's call him a hurricane beast. So whenever he's around, this is basically storm everywhere. But no, it's pretty cool. There is a hilarious moment in the movie where someone explains their plan, right? It's one of those weird things where like, what person who's doing bad stops for a moment to call the good guys to tell them their plan, and not only you tell them their plan, but it's done in a way where you're like, was this prepared? It's almost like they did a TED Talk version of this. It's so odd, bro. It's so odd. But anyway, I still like that. I don't care. I would watch it again. It's just that kind of coolness to it, and of course Godzilla's cool. So the beast itself is cool, and of course it leads to which this is already known. We know that Godzilla versus King Kong is coming, so it kind of leads to that later on. So
nice.
So, and that is all that I've been doing.
No. The biggest thing is this Detective Pikachu. I really haven't played anything new yet.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, skip everything that has to do with Final Fantasy 14, please. That game's boring. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you, bro. I'm just fucking with you.
Now, if I had feelings, I'd be hurt.
Well, now I know what my wife is meaning, and I'm sorry again.
Oh yes, it all comes together now.
Jesus, you could have waited a little bit longer,
That's harsh.
This is good stuff, sir. This was for you. Salud. Clink.
Dude, you're right here. We can just clink. What the fuck?
Oh shit, my bad.
That extra cling was kind of unnecessary.
There you go. All right.
And we're back, guys. What?
I said, and we don't have trailers. Sorry. Let's do it again.
There's no trailer?
There's no trailer. Really.
There should be a trailer.
It's late already. I didn't see anything.
The Final Fantasy VII trailer.
That's in the news, bro. That's in the news.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't you worry, child.
That's the trailer of the week. Okay, we'll talk about it. Anyways.
All right. All right. Let's take two.
And we're back, guys, and we finally have Mr. Chaos Reaper joining us from the moon. How is it, sir? And I hear that there's wizards in the moon. Is that true?
They are. There are definitely wizards in the moon. They're not all friendly, though.
I knew that was your destiny.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is up, sir? So we're going to quickly jump into what Mr. Chaos Reaper has been up to.
Yeah. Just to spit it out real quick. I started playing Monster Hunter Iceborne.
Oh, tell us about that.
Yes, I haven't gotten that deep into it yet. I think I'm in like the 4th or 5th main story quest. I love the new area. Absolutely love the new area. There's so many little. There's more interactions with the arenas. You can jump up from more ledges or like different things to climb on. So to me that works because I love jumping on monsters. I use the greatsword. Greatsword is a pretty slow weapon to actually land hits on anything that moves too fast. So mounting them and knocking them down, it's a great opportunity. So that's how I did the entire main campaign, and that's how I want to do this one too, which may seem kind of foolish of me, but I love the greatsword. So the second new monster I encountered, I'm having troubles with him. His name is Barioth. I almost had him the very first time, but you know how this game goes. between the other monsters jumping in the fight and everything, he got me 3 times. But I broke everything off this dude. Like his fangs were broken. I cut off the tail. The wings were broken. I wrecked this dude up. But you know, one unfortunate incident, he knocked me down, and you know how you kind of like drag your body because you're an idiot, and he hit me again and killed me.
Wow. Is it because I understand that Iceborne is significantly harder, but on purpose. Like it's been done on purpose to say, yeah, Monster Hunter World main game. This was more of an entry point, which kind of worked for them, obviously, because they got a lot of. This is the highest selling game Capcom history. So, and now for the elite, not I don't want to say the elite, but for those who enjoy Monster Hunter World for what it was back when it was a difficult thing, Iceborne seems to be, posed to kind of fill that gap. Do you agree that it's like really not really, but much more difficult than the?
Yes. I sit at like 480 of defense, 500 something with food, and plus buffs and whatever, and I can get 3-shotted easily.
Wow,
really?
And I use melee weapons, which actually give you more physical defense.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, this game is no joke. I don't mean anything bad about it, but if you were to jump into it alone, pretty sure you would get owned.
No, I'm pretty sure I would, considering I haven't played in a long time. And I think I actually needed you and some of the peeps just to get me to finish the game, basically, so I can get to the end.
Yeah, and I wasn't in like the best shape armor wise. I did have really good armor, but there were armor with higher defense rating. But I was pretty decent. Like I could do what is it, the arch tempered monsters, and I killed a few, but. Dude, like I said, I'm into like the 5th mission or whatever the Barrier mission is, and yeah, he actually managed to kill me. He's the first monster that kills me in Iceborne. The other ones did feint me, but nobody had actually failed me. And this one actually managed to do that. As close as I was to killing him, he actually managed to fail me. And I hear that it just gets worse. It's just, this is just the tip of the iceberg, basically.
Wow.
I'm loving the new monsters though. Not just the actual new creatures, but the new versions of the monsters.
Okay.
I faced off against the new Tobukadashi. It's called the Viper Tobukadashi. Yeah.
It's called Cobra Commander.
It's called Kobayashi. No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I faced off against I think it's called Rainbow Poki or something like that.
Oh, the Poki, the one that poisons you and shit.
Yeah, this one shoots water, but it's because he covers so much area. He does so much damage. Like if he hit me twice with the water, I would have been dead. But he doesn't do it often enough that you can actually get time to heal. But he hits hard as hell. So the first thing I did was cut off his tail. Now you're gonna have to spit at me because that tail ain't working no more, buddy. I faced off against the Nightshade Palomo, which is super annoying because he puts you to sleep. You remember one of the Elder Dragons? He threw out this like tornadoes that stayed in place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he does something like that, but it's just this cloud of sleeping gas. It's the absolute worst thing. I absolutely hated it, but I managed to bring him down. There's another. Oh, this is gonna sound nerdy as hell. There's another Piscine Wyvern, right? Which are the ones that kind of like. There was the Giratudos, that swims in the water, and there was the Laviasoth, which swims in lava. Well, this one, to no one's surprise, swims in snow. I usually hate that kind of monsters, but this one wasn't as bad as the other two, at least in my opinion. The most annoying thing it does is that it gives you this frostbite status that you spend more stamina, like considerably more stamina. So you go through no berries like they're in Skittles. But I am definitely loving my time in this expansion. I would like to mention that I haven't played Final Fantasy. Well, I did play Final Fantasy 14, but I'm not going to go into that because apparently, according to some people, it's a boring game.
That was a joke. I actually happened to, even though I haven't played in a really long time, and I never played any of the expansions, but I happen to think that Final Fantasy 14 is the only MMO worth playing. Right now. And yes, I'm even including,
that's
World of Warcraft Classic.
In this is your opinion on Final Fantasy 14. I don't want to know what you think about the other ones.
No, I'm talking about like MMO, like the old school MMOs. But I do have a question actually, before you jump into something else about Monster Hunter. So I was actually hearing about the expansion and hearing a lot of good vibe about it. There's a lot of good vibe about it, and it kind of got me interested. And I'm thinking, because evidently the PC version of it, which looks great and rolls awesome, and you don't have to worry about loading times, but it is severely behind when it comes to content. And
Really?
yes, they're not releasing like the expansions or the special events that are happening. Sometimes they'll say, oh, this event is live except on PC, you know. So the Iceborne is not scheduled to come out until January of 2020. So that should tell you how far behind it is. So I'm honestly considering, like, well, screw it. I own the PS4 version. I've seen the PC version on sale a lot of times, and I've heard that it is an amazing port and yada yada. But like, I don't want to wait forever to play the events and whatnot. And it was final PlayStation 4. So I'm thinking of or not seriously yet, because I have been playing a few games. But I wanted to know, how long would it take to finish the campaign? Because I never beat it. And does the game does anything to boost you a little bit now?
Yes. Okay. So what they did was, if you haven't finished that campaign, which you still have to do to get into Iceborne, I'm pretty sure Mad Dog remembers this. There's 2 extra missions that you get after you finish it that kind of unlock. It uncaps your hunter rank.
Okay.
You remember this, Mad Dog?
Mm-hmm.
Right. They eliminated 2 of them. The one with the tempered Bazelgeuse, and
they eliminated it?
Yeah, you don't need them anymore. Once you finish that main campaign.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that bad?
Well, no, I had to do it because it was there. Now if you go, you don't have to do it.
Oh, yeah, nice. It was a test of strength, basically. It unlocked your cap from I think it was from 50. It let you go all the way to 100, and you could get like all of the missions.
Oh,
okay. All of the events. You could do all the missions, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They took that out. Once I can't tell you how it exactly works, because I didn't need to do it, but from what I've read, it's once you finish the main campaign, you can just go. It turns into master rank.
Automatically, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So in Iceborne, it's master rank. You increase your master rank because you're a master hunter already. At least that's the idea.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. They did that very well. They took out, because the fights were difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't tend to play with people a lot because of scheduling and whatnot.
I mean, you play roughly the same times I do, but story games and cutscenes.
Yeah, that's true. No, but this one I don't care, because this one is honestly, the story
I don't
is
know.
nonsensical.
I've been telling the both of you to join me in this game for the longest. I told you right before it.
No,
dropped,
I'm so severely behind
really good
though.
Shit going. It does. I mean, okay. You know what's the good thing about it now though? That now, okay, before, if you join a quest, the monster will go from single player to multiplayer, which was 4 players. Even if you had 2 players, the difficulty was for 4.
Oh wow, yeah.
Now they did it per character in the mission.
Yeah, it scales correctly now. So if there's 2 people, then the difficulty
it's
or
for 2 players.
The power, the power of the beast is based on that. And if it's 3, then it goes to that. It only hits that 4 mark if you have 4 full people out there, and it also adjusts backwards, right? If someone drops
somebody
off,
leaves, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Which it didn't do before. Yeah, somebody
right.
dropped off.
I had that problem that I had a full squad. It didn't really matter if it was 1 or a full squad, but I had a full squad, and suddenly everybody left, and I was left alone. This monster that's set for 4 people, and I'm here single player, just playing it by myself because I don't want to leave.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, it's definitely, that's a part of it. I can definitely say. I do want to go back to it. It's not like I don't. It's just You missed
Adult life is
what
the
I've been
worst.
playing. Is I got a bunch of stuff, and I never do this. I never do this. I always
Mhm.
finish a game before I move on to the next one. I have 4 games that I'm playing right
It's
now.
not entirely true, sir.
What do you mean?
You, aren't you notorious for leaving games at like 95%?
Well, true, but when I do that,
Well,
it's because I'm done. That's like a thing. I'm
in
not.
his mind,
Yeah, I'm not coming back. So these games that I have 4 going on right now, the reason they're all going is because I keep coming back and I'm touching them here, and I'll move on to this one, move
Uh-huh.
on to this one. So, but no, yeah, yes, that does happen as well. But usually, I'm at that point. That's my ending as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god.
So,
Okay, so I've been playing a little bit of Apex Legends. I haven't really been into it that much. There was, I'm fairly certain it's over by now, but there was an event for Wraith. I know there's a new one coming up for a different character, which they introduced a new area. It looks like a giant portal in the sky, like a giant Wraith portal in the sky. And
uh-huh.
if you actually land there, it teleports you inside a base. So you can imagine that everybody was crazy for this. It's a war zone. They're punching and kicking, and somebody eventually picks up a gun or a grenade, and now there's explosions.
that's
I
awesome.
tried it once. I went in there. I saw like 8 or 10 different players. I stayed for a second, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to grab anything, and immediately went out the portal again. The portal just relaunches you again. So managed to
Wow.
escape and died some other way because I still died. I downloaded but haven't played Darksiders 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna have to wait until I'm done with Iceborne, at least.
Yeah, I hear that.
And I started watching My Hero Academia, which is on Hulu, at least the first 2 seasons. I'm not sure the third one is there, which is an anime. I'm enjoying it very much. The characters, the character development, and the fights. I'm loving it. It's so exciting. I'm telling you, it's really exciting. I'm really enjoying this anime. I'm up. I think the second season is like 50 episodes. I'm up to like 35.
Jesus. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I kind of be watching it a lot. I I rewatched a movie I haven't seen in years. And have you guys ever heard of the movie Evolution?
Evolution. I think so. Looking it up. Hold on.
With the I can't remember his name. I mean, I can sort of picture it, but I can't pronounce it. The guy from the X-Files?
The Covenant. Oh, yes, I have
Comedy
seen this.
movie.
Yep, I have seen this. Yep.
It's
David the
great.
Duchovny, Orlando
It's
Jones.
great.
Is
It's
it?
probably one of the stupidest movies I've ever watched.
was
But I
gonna say.
love this movie.
Okay. All right.
Right.
I'll allow that then.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was watching, like this is absolutely bonkers, but fuck it is great. So if you haven't watched it,
This is the one with the caca.
yes, yes,
That is the one.
This is
yeah.
where it came from. Oh my god.
No, I don't think that's where it came from, but maybe
Oh.
the jokes came out a little bit around that time. But they were
Hey.
trying to. Was it they're trying to catch an alien or something like
yes.
that? And they were
What's
trying
in
to
a
get it.
mall? It was
It was like,
basically
how
like this dinosaur-looking alien.
Yeah, how do we get him out? How do we? And then fucking the guy who plays Stifler from American Pie is like, caca. It's like, shut up. That doesn't respond to that.
It's
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this movie is
Okay.
hilarious. As stupid as it is, it's hilarious. And I remember rewatching this movie as a teenager, like over and over again.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm trying to because I know I just of course, because I shared it today, and I'm gonna admit it right now. I bought this movie.
Mm.
Oh.
I saw Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
There
it is.
The main event. All right. Let's talk some Detective Pikachu from the Chaos point of view.
I was disappointed.
Oh.
I don't know. Sometimes.
Pikachu and Ryan Reynolds was great. He was great. He saves the movie. Honestly, he's one of the two saving graces
Oh,
of
good.
this movie.
Because he's the protagonist.
Yeah, I mean the main characters. I wanted to punch him like most of the time, and then the love interest was kind of annoying.
Was it a love interest?
He says that that's the woman he's attracted to.
Really? I didn't catch that. Even I don't remember him saying that, and I didn't
He
definitely
actually
catch that.
says that.
Oh.
When the Ditto impersonates her, He says that I'm not afraid of hitting,
yes.
a beady-eyed version of the woman I'm attracted to.
Right.
That was very well done. Okay, and this is the other saving grace. God, the Pokemon and the effects were amazing.
Right? I said the same thing. I said the exact same thing.
There's only one moment that it felt kind of jarring, and it's when it's holding. I'm just gonna say slight spoilers.
Okay.
When it's holding Pikachu after he gets hurt and he's putting it like on this pedestal, I don't know. It looked a little off to me, but overall, holy shit, man! Like this is Pokemon like how I pictured it when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when that Charizard came out, that was my little kid's dream. That was absolutely amazing. Like they could have made the whole movie about Charizard, and I would have loved this movie.
All right, there you go. Sequel idea.
All that being said, the story was meh. The villain was meh. The plot twist, you could read it a mile away. I was so disappointed in that.
So
like, how could you give me the twist that I knew from the trailer? It was so obvious.
Yeah, I said that the story was nonsensical, and really, like, I'm not going to go into specifics because
I haven't seen it, and I want to.
Sister wants to watch it, but at the same time, I can definitely say, like, man, this really, but I still did overall, and I do agree, the special effects are great. I didn't mind the kid so much. I did tell, I mentioned before that it was weird hearing Ryan Reynolds, and like I couldn't separate Ryan Reynolds from Pikachu, so I was like, but I still enjoyed it. What did you like about it though, other than the fact that you want to hit the protagonist?
The story overall, it was just, and again the plot twist, like there was no surprises in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was waiting for something to surprise me, something like, give me some type of feeling, and it didn't. To me, it didn't deliver on that at all. Like the credits started to roll, and I'm just staring at the TV, and my wife is looking at me and laughing because she knows I'm disappointed.
Wow.
But again, like how I said in my post, the depiction of the Pokemon, like. And yes, I understand that a lot of this had to do because there weren't enough battles to me. There were not enough battles here for me.
Oh, okay.
Even the moments that should have been battles aren't battles, and that bothered me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, that's not faithful to the source material.
No, I mean
clearly there's nothing but battles in the source material.
Yeah,
I mean it's kind of worrying actually if you really think about the story of Pokemon. But let's not do that.
I never do. Don't worry.
That beginning, because and this is how I seen the trailer when Mewtwo escapes. If you've seen the original Pokemon movie, the Pokemon the movie, that's literally what it's called.
Yeah, the anime. Yeah.
It's a throwback to that. It's a throwback to that scene when Mewtwo escapes there, of course. And just so you know how dark Pokemon can actually get, in the animated movie, everybody dies in the laboratory. Here, no, they don't.
No, of course not.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, the other one was also, but everything blew up, and the only one standing in the middle of all the raging fire is Mewtwo. So you can imagine what happened to everybody else.
Oh yeah.
No, and it's not that it doesn't go that far, thankfully, I guess.
Yeah.
But I love watching Mewtwo because I love Mewtwo. I'm telling you, and it was so good. All the effects were so great.
It was. That part, it was definitely great.
Yeah. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It is above average because of the effects and how they used them. The depiction of the Pokemon and Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. I mean, I'm telling you, it's the Disney-fied version of Deadpool. And it was great.
Awesome stuff. All right, guys. Well, let us move into the useless news that you can use.
To review.
To
review or to abuse?
To abuse. No abusing. Stop abusing the news.
Dude, what is you with you and abusing? Doesn't help you abuse me.
Yeah. I don't abuse you, sir. You know that it's all full of love. Don't be telling stuff like that because then my wife will yell at me. That poor guy.
I I just want to go on record that Dream Twister does not abuse me, and he is not mean to me. Because if he is, I can and I will be mean to him.
Yes, yeah. You're a tough motherfucker. You're not gonna let yourself be.
I appreciate that. Who's got the first news? I got absolutely nothing.
I got here the best news of the week. The trailer, another trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, yes. You should have made that trailer of the week because it deserved it.
Okay.
All right. Well, trailer of the week.
Trailer of the week. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That was easy.
This one here clearly expands on what to expect.
Yeah.
And immediately, guys, you're gonna have a cross-dressing Cloud.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And frankly, everything. Give me the full experience.
Yes, Don Corneo makes an appearance, which didn't, when it happens, you're like, yeah, you don't even know how excited you are. Now I'm curious to see what the wall market looks like. You know what I'm saying? You also see that when they're in, this is also in the wall market, when he is exercising with the Choco Bros.
Yes.
I'm just like, okay, clearly Square Enix is trying to do everything they can to make this as faithful and filling, considering that it's obviously going to be.
Well, we adding more stuff also because I also saw some scenes that I was like, I don't remember that from the game.
That is true. I saw some scenes and I'm like, well, that's new.
Yeah.
I only saw one. I don't know what else you guys. I saw one.
At least two.
Which ones did you? I saw one guy I didn't recognize, and I don't know who the hell he was. But other than that,
that's cool.
Yeah,
I can't. Listen, I started watching this trailer. It's like a 2-minute trailer or something.
Mm.
I got to 1 minute and 12 seconds. I was so excited I had to stop it. Okay, I was like, listen, you have my money already. Like the pre-order is in. Okay, give me the game.
So I'm so excited. I have 2 pre-orders because I'm afraid that if one misses it, I want to make sure that I get the other one. It's going by insurance. My Final Fantasy insurance.
God. Listen, I didn't even know that Ifrit and Shiva were in that trailer until I saw somebody else posting on.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, I could not finish. I think I got a little bit after they showed Rude and Reno. Yes, and I was so excited.
Oh my God, when I saw Rude, I'm like, oh, he looks so cool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The Turks. I can't believe the Turks are back. Yeah.
The hype is so real. I couldn't finish the trailer.
Oh no, I've seen it at least 3 times already, and a humorous part of it. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm sure maybe you did. You remember what is it? I don't remember the spell, but it makes you a little frog.
Oh yeah, frog.
Frog.
That's what it's called. Okay.
That's what it's called.
I figured it was called.
They're very direct with their names.
Oh okay. Yeah. Well, clearly,
Frogara.
That's going to Frogara. Yeah. So Frogara clearly is going to happen. And you can still run around as a frog.
That's awesome.
I love it already.
I'm sorry, this is a boring game, but that happens in Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
You get turned into a frog, and like for however long it lasts, you're hopping around.
And what are you doing? Just avoiding damage at this point, I guess. Basically,
that's all you can do. Yeah, that's all you can do.
You could do magic, right? If I remember correctly, you could do magic. No, nothing.
Not in 14, at least.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, you're stuck as a frog. I mean, if you're a tank, you kind of just stand there and avoid AoEs. But it's like, yep, I'm a frog. Sorry, guys. This happened.
I'm out of commission. Sorry, I'm a frog.
Keep me alive, please.
Handle things for me for a little bit. Thank you. It's hilarious.
Oh.
All right, who got the next piece?
I'll take it. Guys,
we should not me.
No, I got something, and this is actually very, very, very close and very sad. The Movie Pass
is
dead. Long live the Movie Pass. Rest in peace.
Movie Pass. Are you going to say long live and they say
yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's a contradiction, bro.
That's what they say. They say, long live the king.
Not after he died.
Yeah, they did, dude. Oh. Shut up. You're ruining the moment. Fuckers. You guys are fucking nerds. Shut up.
Yes, and grammar Nazis to boot.
The worst. Anyway, where was I going? Oh yes. The story of MoviePass would have made a great feature film. Actually, that's true. I expect one actually.
Oh yeah, Netflix already greenlit it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Coming in October. The theater subscription service allows users to see one movie a day for $10 a month. In 2018, the service upped its monthly rate and started limiting films that its user could see. Then in 2019, the company engaged in some pretty shady stuff, reportedly changing user passwords so they won't be able to use the service, and secretly signing users back up for the service after they canceled it. I did not experience that myself, but I saw the reports, and you better believe that I was paying attention to my account.
Oh, I bet.
Shit and stuff like that. So yes. Well, it's the end of the third act for MoviePass, and
Thank God.
And the climax of is the service shutting its doors, and it's going to happen as soon as tomorrow. Well, it's happening today if you're listening on the 14th. Well, actually, no, because this podcast is probably going to be a release on Sunday. So it happened yesterday.
Oh my God.
MoviePass will close.
That's confusing.
September 14th is the day, basically. And honestly, I don't think I need to continue reading this because we had a conversation about this. We actually made it a topic of the week. Like, how sustainable was this business going to be? And I was actually hoping that they could find a way. I knew that the $10 a month unlimited, that's ridiculous. That was never gonna go.
There was no
nowhere.
way. Yeah.
No. And I'm glad that I took advantage a little bit for what it is. For what it is. I still have my.
So you're part of the problem.
No, why? Why would that be a problem?
No,
That's awesome.
That's what they're offering.
Yeah, they were offering that, and hey, I try to keep them afloat. I kept my subscription until.
I love it. I tried to keep them afloat by bleeding them of money.
Right? So it's like, I kept the subscription, yeah, but what are you really doing?
Well, let me ask you, isn't that what they wanted you to do? I mean, they're offering the service.
Yeah, they basically fell on their own sword.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
One that they have set up from the very beginning. And see, I'm glad they came out because a lot of different reward programs, more realistic and more sustainable rewards programs started coming out for different movie theaters. You know,
that is true.
I understand, Mad Dog, you are a subscriber of one of them also, and I don't see you taking a lot of advantage of it, but
nope. Sure freaking don't.
So you are surely keeping
now
them
I'm the one bleeding money here.
Good job, Mad Dog.
Thank you.
So,
that's how I do, guys. That's how I do.
I found a piece of news.
Oh, talk to me.
This is actually very interesting. I didn't know this was happening.
All right.
Remember the Surge?
Yeah.
Do you know there's a second one happening?
Yeah.
What the hell? When? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had it. It was one of the upcoming. I had it as a news piece probably a good few months back. Yeah, Surge 2.
Wait, month?
A few months back, yeah.
Wow.
So you came in a little late with this piece of news.
Well, because apparently they showed off. There's a new movie story trailer.
Oh, okay.
It shows off the city called Jericho City.
Mm. For those who don't know, Surge is a different, Dark Souls take on a Dark Souls type of game, where you kind of in this mech or maybe the
exoskeleton is what they call it.
Yes, exoskeleton type thing. So it looked pretty good, and obviously it merited a sequel. So there you go.
Apparently, I really wanted to play the first one, but after it came out, I kind of lost interest.
Yeah, I want to say it Metacritic it probably did somewhere like between a 6 to a 7. So
yeah,
but again,
I wanted to address something real quick, Dream, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna go a little bit off topic here because I was just listening to the podcast as I drove back here.
Oh, that's great because we're running out of time. So go ahead.
Yeah, well, this is your fault. Because you were talking about Devil May Cry 5, like, oh, where's the people? Why are you guys, like, you guys hated DMC and this and that. Like, listen here, buddy. Because I almost felt like you were talking to me because I know I gave you a hard time especially with DMC and that's horrible. Listen here, buddy. The last game I bought was Mortal Kombat. The only reason I bought it is because Spawn is coming out. I haven't been to buy any games, okay? Okay? That's why I haven't bought it, okay?
I remember.
Wow.
This. Exactly.
Where are you guys? I haven't seen anything. Like, well, excuse me. I'm printing money over here.
I remember him saying that.
Wow.
I remember him saying, he was like, nobody's talking about this game. Nobody's doing nothing. And I'm like, yeah,
so you know, Dark Necromancer actually has videos on this game of him doing combos. You can imagine how crazy this shit is. Him doing combos and everything. Dark Necromancer?
Dark Necromancer, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, I must have been thinking exclusively of you on this.
Oh.
No, but it struck me as odd because everybody got super excited about the news when they saw the E3 trailer and everything. It was like, oh yeah, and I was thinking, okay, so this is a surefire day one for everybody. None of my friends got it. Like the only person that got it was the least person the person that was least enthused about it, which was me. Not because I was hating on it, but because like I didn't care. Well, this was dumbass Dante.
You didn't know better. You can say it.
So I was hoping for a DMC too, but of course, it was dumbass Dante.
I think I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Which is okay because at least in this game, at least on Devil May Cry 5, he's not that much of a douchebag. Actually, he is. You could tell. You could see he was tweaked a little bit. He was tweaked a little bit, so he will not be the annoying asshole that he was on the previous ones, which made me not want to play any of the Devil May Cry games. So
that is your personal opinion, sir. I think he was great.
Sure.
All right, listen. Just so you understand how excited I'm still about that game that I told, because Dark, as I said, has it. He's been wanting to talk to me about it. Like, nope, I don't want to know anything.
So you're still gonna get it? Okay.
I didn't even know. Oh shit, it's been like a month or two now. I don't know.
What? When? What?
Devil May Cry 5?
Dude, no. Devil May Cry 5 came out like in February, I want to say. Hold on.
Really? Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. Like, I didn't even. Apparently, Virgil was in one of the trailers. I didn't even know Virgil was in this game.
Really?
That's how much. Because I didn't want to watch the trailer. Because I know I'm gonna buy this game. Because I really, 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 really want this game.
Yeah, this game is awesome. I need to go back to. I stopped playing this shit. This might. I don't want this to happen to The Witcher. I don't want this to happen to The Witcher. Please, God, don't let it happen. I want to go back to it because that game I was having a blast. But and you know what I want to do? I want to start it again because it keeps it keeps everything I have gained so far, all the powers that I've gained.
Sorry.
So if I just start again,
I got a feeling of deja vu. Oh, because this is exactly what you said on that podcast, and I'm like 5 weeks behind.
Oh yeah, well, I have some other game. Witcher happened.
Oh, you know what?
I'm cool with The Witcher. Yep, I'm all right with that.
All right, well,
can't even argue with that.
Speaking of The Witcher, and yes, I'm gonna just take the opportunity for this one. I'm gonna jump you, Mad Dog, if you don't mind.
Sure.
With The Witcher Netflix series release date has been leaked.
Oh.
No, actually, well, the source is actually Netflix. So it seems, yeah, Netflix has inadvertently revealed the Witcher series. When the Witcher series will be available to watch. Redanian Intelligence via CBR reports that Netflix announced the release date for a bunch of its upcoming shows and movies. The news was shared on Facebook and Twitter through Netflix Netherlands account. Both posts have been removed. The Witcher series. Among other things, the post revealed the release date for the Witcher series, and it was showing that it was coming in 97 days from the date that this came out, which was the post. The post was made on September 11, so that puts the release date around December 17 of this year. December 17 of this year.
My personal birthday gift. Love it.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited?
Oh,
I
are
am
you kidding
excited.
me? Ridiculous.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I am.
Sorry,
yeah.
I asked. Oh, it's something.
I'm actually like planning PTO for this shit. I'm saying right now.
Dude, this is the reason I'm playing the game. Just because when I started watching the trailers and all that and see what they were doing with it, I was like, okay, no, Mad Dog is right. I need to get myself in gear. I need to play this and beat it. Hopefully, be ready by when the series starts. Not because the series have anything to do directly with the game.
Oh, I was gonna ask because I think I remember it didn't, but
no, it does. No, it does not. It does not. It's an adaptation, so shit's gonna change, and I'm fine with that.
All right.
I was gonna say, Mad Dog, I think it's your turn.
Yeah.
I've got. Well, if you're done, you don't have any more. I have a couple quick hits.
Oh, I have another one, but right. Yeah.
The new Resident Evil multiplayer game has been released, revealed, not released.
Oh,
sorry, jumping the gun.
People weren't happy about it.
I know, hard skip on that one.
Well, let's take a look here. They unveiled Project Resistance, and they did this recently at Tokyo Game Show. The publisher describes Project Resistance as, quote, a new type of survival horror, end quote, that features asymmetrical multiplayer for 5 players. 4 of those players will assume the role of survivors who will cooperate to endure a deadly experiment. Each survivor comes equipped with his or her own skills, and players will need to coordinate to solve puzzles and stay alive. The 5th player acts as the mastermind, tracking the team of survivors using security cameras and summoning zombies, lickers, and other creatures to prevent the players from escaping. Sound familiar?
This sounds like no, I don't want to say no.
Sounds like Dead by Daylight. Sounds like
I don't know.
Sounds like
I wasn't even close.
Isn't that Dead by Daylight? No, what's the one that you play with the? Maybe I'm thinking the wrong name. But also.
Wait. The one that you play as the killer?
Yeah. What's the name of that?
It's Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Yeah. So
but
similar.
That sounds different though.
Left 4 Dead.
What is it? What was that game that It was supposed to be like a comedy game where you were the dungeon master and you had heroes coming into your dungeon.
Oh, I don't know.
And you had to set like traps and shit. I can't remember the fucking name.
Oh, Dungeon Keeper?
It was Dungeon something. I don't know even admit that, but whatever it was. It sounds more like that because you're just controlling the enemies that come out. You don't actually play as the licker. You just release a licker.
Oh, okay. Because I thought the mastermind, because there was a. So I guess I didn't get this from the trailer. Because
I didn't watch the trailer, so I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. There is someone in the trailer. It looks like they're controlling. What's his name? The dude with the hat in Resident Evil 2. Who?
Mr. X.
Mr. X. Thank you, Mr. X. But maybe that's what I thought the mastermind was. But maybe no. He's calling in to Mr. X. And I don't know. That's even worse than shit.
Yeah, it honestly it does. First of all, it doesn't sound that Resident Evil-ish, but I'm glad that they're taking risks like this into trying to branch out to other things. But that doesn't apply to every franchise. You just can't slap on. Because I was trying to compare it to Final Fantasy. You know how Final Fantasy goes from one game to another, and they try vastly different things. But at least they said within the realm of what an RPG is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure that Resident Evil needs to have a multiplayer game. I'm not sure that's what we look about. I know what you mean. I agree.
Yeah, this is more like what Konami did with Metal Gear. Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah,
exactly. You're slapping on the name of a popular franchise because you need this to move, but you could just name it a new IP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they need the name to move this particular thing, and they also need to create a multiplayer game because it's about
clearly and
microtransactions.
From what it seems, it will probably backfire on them.
Probably.
If
you see the trailer, it doesn't look good. Let's put it that way. Nothing in it. I was like, man, you guys hit it home when it came to freaking Resident Evil 2, and even if you go back to Resident Evil 7 as well, and now
Right.
this. It's like, what are we doing, guys?
But don't you guys remember that Resident Evil multiplayer game that came out recently? I want to say it was
Oh my
maybe
God.
Project Raccoon City or something like that.
No,
I
I
don't remember.
remember it's something regarding the Umbrella people.
Yeah.
It had nothing to
Yeah.
do with it. Yeah, that was
a
horrible.
horrible
Yeah.
game as well.
Yeah, Umbrella Chronicles was it? I don't know. It was some horseshit. It was terrible,
It
and
was terrible.
I can't believe Capcom is falling into it again. You know, well, you know what? They have been doing some amazing titles lately. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt and see what happens here. Maybe it's I don't know, like a fun free to play battle royale bullshit. You know, who knows?
Mhm.
I'm not looking forward to it. You know,
You
'cause
already said hard pass on it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that's the
Yeah.
problem. You name it Resident Evil, so that creates certain expectations from the Resident Evil franchise. And then you give us this, and then you're wondering why why everybody hates it. Come on, man.
Yeah. Speaking of hard passes,
Uh-huh.
Apple Arcade price and release date confirmed, and it's coming very soon.
Nice.
Apple has revealed the new details about its arcade service, along with new game reveal. Uh, I should mention their iPhone celebration or whatever keynote they had on September 12th. You know, happened, and I was looking forward to see the new iPhones, not because I care about it, but just to see, just because I was curious, after this one, and seeing what they have to offer made me like it reaffirmed my choice.
Your recent,
My recent conversion. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
My recent conversion to full Android. So one of the major lingering questions about Apple Arcade was finally confirmed during Apple's September event this week. We knew it was coming this year. We didn't know how much it would cost. One of the most critical aspects of the subscription service, like this, of course, the cost. Fortunately, the company shared new details regarding its all-you-can-eat Apple Arcade subscription service on Tuesday, and that included confirming the release date of September 19 and the price point of $4.99 per month. The company also announced that it'll have a free 1-month trial, so you won't have to cough up the cash to check out yourself. The subscription will allow a whole family of to download games to play. Hold on. So now I'm playing the included games which are compatible not just with iOS devices like the iPhone, iPad, but also Apple TV and MacBooks as well. The announcement came as part of the stage presentation where Apple also details a few of the exclusive are coming to the service. Apple says they will have more than 100 games, more exclusive at launch than any other service, and a dedicated arcade tab with new games added monthly. And the presentation showed 3 exclusive titles from Konami, Capcom, and Annapurna Interactive. So Konami's bringing back Frogger.
Oh my God.
Yes, I was thinking
Let's
the same
believe
thing.
it.
I saw the gameplay of it. This is not, by the way, this is not an exclusive for Apple TV. All right, so I don't know why they're talking about what they're smoking, because I believe I had seen reports of this coming to the Switch, and I wouldn't be surprised by the looks of the game if it doesn't end up coming on other consoles as well. But anyway, it looks pretty sweet actually. It looks very different from what you remember Frogger being. All of that, of course, the frog. And that game's being developed by Q Games. And let's see, Annapurna Interactive announced Sayonara Wild Hearts for the service. Not sure. Have you guys heard anything about that game, Sayonara Wild Heart?
Nope, not at all.
Am I thinking something? What is that? What is that game? Wasn't there a game called Wild Hearts?
Wild Hearts, I believe, yes, but what do you think is connected?
Maybe not. Maybe not. I doubt it.
Not.
I'm gonna go with probably nay also. So yeah, subscription service, Apple TV. You know what? It's not bad. For 5.99 if you were if you were into it. My problem with it is I mean, I say it's not bad in the sense that I was thinking that it's just gonna be like, okay, the mobile their mobile games, just you could just download it, the phone games, and that was gonna sound ridiculous. But in reality, yes, it might have maybe some of that, but also some games that are made for the platform. You know, uh, the only thing is that I was going through the list of some of the games, and I'm not gonna mention them here because they're gonna be names that you don't recognize. I couldn't see anything that gave me the impression that they were going for that like hot AAA or the must-have title.
Hmm.
Like none of it, none of that
Just because
sounded.
they're not. It sounds to me like they're not 100% sold on their own thing, and so they're not willing to put in, a lot of money to go secure a big thing because they don't think it's they essentially they're not sure it's going to be fruitful in the end. So I don't. It,
Yeah,
it feels to me like this is, no offense, another possible. And not that Stadia's already got that, but also like Stadia's like, oh, I don't know, we'll see, because it just feels like, yeah, they went in, but they're not 100% in. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't feel like they're 100% in. So I don't
yeah.
know.
You don't
I
think
don't
the
know.
Stadia is
Sometimes
100% in?
no,
I don't agree
because
with that, but he thinks
the I
so.
don't
I
think.
don't either. 'Cause there's already AAA games, listed for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not exclusive. They're AAA games that are
Well,
already available.
I
You
don't
see
think
what I'm
that's their
saying?
point, though. I don't think they're trying to go for the exclusivity.
yeah, I don't
I
think
think,
so either.
yeah, I think they're going
I
more
just
for
think,
like
yeah,
the ease of use.
Right.
sure,
It,
but
it's just
I
like
still think that, yeah, I think
instead
that
of
they're
go,
not. Oh, sorry, guys.
just instead of going through your whole PC thing, just plug that shit in and booyah,
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
not the Ouya.
booyah. No, not
Definitely not
Ouya.
the
Oh, yeah,
Ouya.
that's it. Ouya. That's oh my god. God, I completely forgot there was a thing for a second there.
Oh yeah. Ugh, good stuff. Not
Ouya.
really. My last two little snippets that I have, well, it's both bad and good. I'll start with the bad, get it out of the way. GameStop is closing another 200 stores,
Wow.
unfortunately.
Talking
Uh,
about bleeding money.
yeah, talking about bleeding money. GameStop will close another 200 stores before the end of 2019, following another quarter of sharply declining sales and 415 million in losses. Uh,
Holy hell.
However, yeah, it's pretty big. The funny thing of this, or not the funny thing, the humorous thing of just, I find it humorous. The company's most recent annual report listed about 5,800 locations worldwide, with more than 4,000 of them in the United States. In a recent earnings call, Bell, which is the James Bell, the chief financial officer, mentioned that the vast majority, about 95% of the stores, were actually profitable. So yeah, we'll see if they're telling the truth on that.
Yeah.
'Cause I still spell kind of doom for GameStop as it goes on. And my last piece that I have, and I've lost here. Oh, the U.S. PlayStation YouTube account uploaded and then quickly removed a Neo 2 trailer from the Tokyo Game Show that promises
Oh.
an early 2020 launch for Team
Whoa.
Ninja's action RPG.
Nice.
It has, of course, quickly been removed after that, but sometimes
Dude,
these
it
things
only
happen.
takes a moment.
Yep,
The,
it only
the
takes a
internet never forgets.
It was replaced by the trailer for Flowers Are Dead. That
Okay,
fantastic
what the
trailer.
hell is this game? What the hell is that game?
Sir,
Dude,
the
I
trailer
don't know.
is, I'm not even, it's literally a trailer about watching digital grass and bushes. Just watch the trailer. Just
Just
watch the trailer and you tell me what it's about, because that's
it's
all it is.
it's about watching grass grow
You know what?
digitally.
You know what's funny? I tell that to people who play a certain game at the casino.
What?
There's a
Just
game
like
called
watching grass grow.
there's a game called Let It Ride, and I hate it so much. It's such a bad game for the player, and it's so boring. I just tell people like I rather watch grass grow
There you go.
Well, guess what?
Coming
Now
soon
you
for
can suggest this
PS4.
game. Yeah.
Yes, I can actually watch grass grow.
Exactly.
Real quick before we jump into the next segment, this is just news for tech nerds like me. I'm excited
They were
to
gonna
see
say
this.
to abuse. I was like, please don't say it.
No, I'm not abusing this one. The the new LG's 2019 OLED TVs are gonna have G-Sync support, and that is awesome. That's all I have to say
Oh,
about that.
really?
Yes, they're adding
Holy
G-Sync
shit!
to the OLEDs, which are gorgeous for screens.
It's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
That's why I wanted to bring it up because you could tell that G-Sync support is huge if you want to like hook up your not only if you want to hook up your PC to to your TV and suddenly be able to enjoy the benefits of refresh rates what's adaptive refresh rates, but the next that means next generation consoles could already be equipped with that.
I'm
with
sorry,
that
Dream.
benefit.
Let me stop you there real quick, because I know somewhat what it is. But
Uh-huh.
if you give to the rest of to the rest of us, I'm including myself here.
Oh yes,
A
yes.
broad overview of what exactly G-Sync is.
Yes, yes. So there is so the general the general term is adaptive refresh rate, and G-Sync is the company's called NVIDIA's version of their adaptive
Oh,
refresh
okay.
rate technology, and then there is another one called FreeSync by AMD, and now widely adopted as well. Mostly, I want to say the Xbox One X right now has FreeSync support, which is amazing. So what this technology does is that think of your screen. The image that you see on your screen is in reality an image that is being refreshed like 60 times per second right now. Let's say, for example,
Right.
When so you're seeing a still picture, but in reality, if you were to put the image in a really slow motion camera, you will notice the strobing effect. So what this technology does basically is that let's say if you're playing a game and the frame rate dips below I'm just going to think of a 60 frame per second game that drops below that 60 frame per second. You know how it's usually very noticeable because you
Yeah.
see the choppiness because your screen is still refreshing at 60 hertz, but the game that the graphic card can't keep up because it's trying to process all that and is chugging, and it looks very jarring. You can tell the difference when a game is moving slow. So what adaptive refresh rate will do is that it will match the frame rate of your game to the frame rate that it refreshes your monitor. So in that way, keeping that in sync allows you
Oh.
to not feel that jarring low frame rate. Like obviously up to a level if the game runs at 20 frames per second, you're gonna notice that, of course, because it's gonna affect input.
Well, that's kind of drastic. So.
It's drastic, but let's say on games that you've ever played a game that is 60 frames per second and sometimes it dips to 40s and you can feel it, you can tell that it's chugging a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, this will make it to where you don't even notice that that's happening, because it's matching the refresh rate of that the video card, whether it's from a console or a PC, is throwing at it. This also helps a lot in reducing tearing, which is annoying as hell. When you have an image that is being processed faster than you refresh the refresh rate of your monitor or TVs, which are notorious for usually being stuck at 60 hertz, although they are higher end TVs that are up to 120, but for the most part 60 hertz, you start noticing that tearing effect of where the image looks like it's broken.
Yeah.
Well, this eliminates that. So it is of the technologies that have come in gaming recently. I would say this is one of the most important technologies, so far. Well, before ray tracing now, but before ray tracing now, I would say is having G-Sync and bringing it to a regular TV is awesome, because that means that we get to, remember how all these console companies want to push the limit of graphics, and we're going to talk about that on the next segment. But because of that, it feels like some games can barely keep up. But this can help. This could help in the background.
Would it help with like input lag?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what? I'm not sure. I know that in my experience, I have noticed a smoother gameplay. So I think it could help with input lag, but that might be a placebo effect. So I don't want to tell you wrong.
Because I've been playing on my monitor, right, and now I'm playing on a smaller TV. And when you play a game like Mortal Kombat, you got to be very frame perfect with certain things, with certain inputs. And I played it on my wife's TV, which is, I think, it's a 50-inch TV, and I could not do anything. Like the combos wouldn't come out. I couldn't roll out of the ground. Nothing, and it felt like when I pressed the button that it wouldn't respond. It wouldn't come up. So I was wondering if that would help with that.
I'm not sure. I know that this technology actually introduces a little bit of input lag, but it's so negligible that it's not meant to be noticeable compared to the benefit that you get. I'm talking about, from a 60 hertz to 59.7. Okay. You will not notice this. Yeah. But it is introducing input lag, but it's helping you so much on the other front that you don't notice it.
It makes up for it.
Yeah. But if you give me a second, I'm gonna wake up MacDog, who has fallen asleep, so that he could take us to the next segment.
I was dreaming of G-Syncs and FreeSyncs. and
his next video card, which is called what?
It's called the Apex Legends.
Oh God. I'm glad your subconscious at least picked a couple of.
There was a marketing agreement with the company. NEA.
Yes, there you go. That's what's happening. All right, guys, stand by. We'll be right back with our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic.
And we are back, guys, and it is time for our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic.
This week's hot topic again, guys, forgetting current gen. What that basically means, just to kind of catch everybody up, what we're looking at, of course, are some of these games that are already, to call it chugging on current gen is being, being a little gentle.
Yeah.
Control, to give you an example, Control's already shown that and there is basically ray tracing, if I'm not mistaken, in the game Control, which obviously is pushing these consoles to the point of it just skipping and stuttering, especially when there's a lot of action on the screen. Now, it's funny because Control still has great reviews, but there are more and more games that are doing this. Dreamy brought up earlier when he was mentioning Gears of War 5 the fact that 7.1
Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos, that's just the standard that you're going to need to play. So whoa, who the hell has that? You know what I mean? So and then of course when you look to the future,
about to ask, what the hell is that?
Oh, well, he can tell you with it, but basically it's high-end stereo sound is what it is, basically.
Well, it's high-end 7.1 surround sound that you experience when you go to the movie theater, where you have your front channel, you have your right channel, your other rider channel, your back right. You're surrounded by speakers.
Is there a lefter? A left?
Yes, there is a lefter.
What the fuck?
Have you ever let me put it this way. Have you ever gone to Chakra's house?
Yes.
Yeah, his equipment, There you go. That's what you had. Where the sounds is coming from like the ceiling and the floor at the same time. That's what
I'm not gonna lie. I feel so proud that, like I said, I've been there.
Chakra, we miss you.
Yes, we do.
We do miss Chakra. So let's start. I guess we'll start with Dream Twister since he knows, especially what happened with his Gears of War moment. What do you think? What do you think is causing this? What do you think developers are doing? Are they just forgetting consoles? Are they focused more on PC? Is it because PC master race, quote unquote, is slowly growing? You know what I mean? And what's the reason? For the record, I don't think they're growing. I think they can all go to. No, I'm just kidding. I kid.
They can all go to heaven.
I was gonna say growing. Aren't they like humongous already?
Yeah, they don't need to grow any larger. Actually, yes, they always do, because PC Master Race. No, actually, to address this, I think this actually stems from particularly this console generation, and of course, what we've seen. You gave a great introduction on it, except that I want to clarify. Control for the consoles do not have ray tracing. Ray tracing is only on PC and only if you have ray tracing capable video cards. But that said, it does have a lot of other technologies that handle reflections and all that, which makes it look really amazing, but sometimes crawl to almost a slideshow, which shouldn't be happening with, on consoles. So what I was saying is the problem seems inherited of this generation, because this is the only generation that I recall where we have a step up in the same console, and we have, we started with the PlayStation, and everybody got a PlayStation. Oh, but now there is, 4K happened, and now everybody should upgrade to PlayStation 4 Pro, because this is the one that you play, sort of a 4K, and then Microsoft was tired. Well, yeah, checkerboard 4K, it's fake 4K, but it's still 4K. I'm fine.
It's a discount 4K.
yeah, exactly. It's a discount 4K. And then you have Microsoft, with is super underpowered Xbox One, and tired of getting their ass handed to them by all the versions of Sony games. They just went all out. They were like, well, you'll see, we're gonna step up the Xbox. We're gonna call it the Super Xbox. No, we're gonna call it the Xbox One X. And that one is like humongous in power, like ridiculous. Like they play real 4K games, if they actually have any games to play at 4K.
I wasn't gonna say it, but man, I was like,
let's be real. Let's be real.
The only thing I wanted to
we were all thinking it. Come on.
Well, the only jab I want to take is that punch, that catch sign they had or whatever. It's like the most powerful console ever. For now.
For now, yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought it was so stupid. The strongest console ever. Like, yeah, okay, but that's only like for now.
So because of that, you didn't notice on the 360 PS3 era. Is that generation 7? Maybe 7, 8? Who cares? In that generation, you didn't see you actually saw the opposite. You were seeing games that were tending to look better actually on the older system, because developers were already used to programming it, on it, especially on the PS3. The PS3 was very hard to program, and I feel like the latter games that came out to it on it were amazing. Last of Us, you just need to think of Uncharted 4 and Last of Us, both of them by this guy's
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, yeah. Media Molecule. No, Whoa. Naughty Dog. No, Naughty Dog, obviously Naughty Dog. But also Media Molecule with Big Planet and stuff like that. Some great looking games late in the generation of the PS3. So now we jump into this generation where it got sort of fragmented a little bit, and developers, like Magda said, they want to take advantage of the latest and greatest. They want to make their games look as good as as possible, and they want to push that envelope. But suddenly they're faced with the problem of now we have two consoles for two consoles per platform to deal with. We got PlayStation and PlayStation Pro and Xbox and Xbox One X. So what do? Well, it seems like they program to the higher end, because that's how they deliver on their dream creation or whatever, and then they try to port it down a little bit for the vanilla versions of the consoles, for the PlayStation and Xbox One, and that is unfortunate because we have seen many times where games that you will expect parity when it comes to like or you will hope that they will run, the PlayStation Pro will run this as 4K as 30 frames. Let's say, for example, right? This one, the normal PlayStation, maybe it cannot hit 4K, so it runs at 1080p, but it's still locked at 30. But that's not the case, and that's the reason I wanted to bring this up. It's our developers forgetting about the fact that, hey, these consoles are, there's still this other subset of consoles of people that don't have the need to upgrade yet, or don't want to because they don't see the gains as substantial to spend, upwards of $300 still on a console that is soon to be replaced by the next generation. You know what I mean? And maybe it's that. Maybe it's the looming release of the new next gen consoles. I kind of still find it hard to call this the old generation and the next one the new generation, because I feel like this came out the other day.
The other day was 5 years ago, bro.
6.
Yeah,
We're going on 6 this year. Yeah, we were almost at
6
6.
in November.
Yeah. But it doesn't feel like that long ago.
I want to bring that up too.
What?
When I get the
When is it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, how long has it been?
So no, but basically, it's what do you guys think? I feel like it's that fragmentation of Xbox One and Xbox One X now, what created this problem of having console games that are not up to par on each platform. Now, to be fair, I believe Control, which is the game that we're using as an example, the one that might have sparked this debate, has just released a performance patch, which is said to have improved things, quite a bit. It's still not there. It's still not perfect. But when you remember The Witcher,
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher used to chug a lot when it was released, and now I'm playing it, and now I don't see a hitch anywhere, or I haven't noticed it.
True, but you're playing it on a Pro.
True, yeah.
Which is different from the PlayStation 4 that I played it on. And it had its moments that it had its thing. It didn't take me out of the obviously I spent so much time in it, but it didn't take me out of the game at all. So perhaps that did help out. Gilberto, what is it you think? I want to bring you in on this.
Well, okay, let's take into consideration that the improvements of hardware and how with like ray tracing, how good things can look in a video game, and like you said, developers want to use that.
Mm.
Now, this generation has gone. It's already 6 years old. Again, in November it'll be 6 years old. This whole generation started. I'm fairly certain that this is just moving on to the next one, and the consoles are not out yet, but the technology is. They're
That's
just
true.
trying to use it now. It could just be in preparation for the next generation, or they're just, oh yeah, it's basically like a practice run for the next generation. You start using it now. If you have an idea of how it works, or how it can work, or doesn't work, then you just adjust from there. No.
True. If you can make it work on this console, that means that you're more than prepared for the next one.
Exactly. The problem is, well, then you're gonna run into problems like this. I don't know. I don't exactly know. I think I've heard of this game Control that you guys are talking about. I might have seen it when I went to the PlayStation Store, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's about. I haven't seen anything about it.
You should check it out, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it's definitely one that I'm getting. It's for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
then
Yeah.
I'll give it a look. See.
I'm getting this also.
But so I didn't know that it has ray tracing. Like it uses ray tracing.
Not on consoles. Not on
No,
consoles.
yeah,
Right,
evidently
right,
not a
obviously.
console. Yeah,
Right.
I just
Fairly
thought it was
certain
putting
my
it in there.
PlayStation 4 would explode.
Yeah, I just thought that it was either trying to mimic this cheap ass version of it, but something is forcing it, and maybe it's just the game itself, but something is forcing it to chug. And I've seen videos of where it especially coming in and out of the pause menu, it just like it takes a second for it to get going again. It's just like the console's remembering where you're at, and now it's got to remember where everything else is at. All right, let's all move together. You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa, that is, and it's jarring. And obviously, I only have a regular PlayStation 4. I never bought into the PlayStation Pro, and not that I didn't believe it or anything, but there was nothing wrong with my PlayStation 4.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel the same way. Like I wanted to get a PlayStation Pro, but I was like, but mine's still working just fine.
Exactly. Why should I buy into something? And especially what it was 3, maybe 4 years old.
Well, now you have a 4K TV.
But this
What
is
do you want to look at
checkerboard.
them pixels?
Well, I mean, at this
It's
point,
fake.
just wait for the PlayStation 5. That's how I feel, though. Like at this point, I'll just wait for the next generation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the PlayStation 5 Pro. So I'm not even gonna jump until they're ready to announce
I can't do
the
that.
5 Pro.
If they come, man, Jesus, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm like, I don't know what. Well, then that brings to the question: what about games like Cyberpunk 2077? What if that game comes out and it's just like, oof, man, it is rough on a PlayStation 4. Hey, but on a PlayStation Pro, it's actually a little bit better. You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell? And obviously, the PC will be able to do it. So that sounds to me like I'm waiting for the PlayStation 5 to play a freaking Cyberpunk 2077 because I don't want it to be, I'm okay. Little things with frame rate doesn't bother me as long as it's not like Blythetown for freaking Dark Souls. Yeah.
You know what? I don't remember that being so bad. I don't know why. I mean, it was horrible because the area itself was horrible, but I don't remember having such a huge problem with the frame rate.
No, that frame rate was abysmal.
It was
13 frames per second.
Yeah,
I know it's infamous
really
for
low,
it,
yeah.
and I honestly don't remember it.
No,
Did you ever get past it? Because I tried. I was getting
I
a
finished that whole
headache.
game.
Oh, I was getting a headache trying to get past that. I was like, I can't. This is stuttering too much.
I
That
did
game,
multiple
that part made me
playthroughs.
stop.
I'm sorry. You both talked at the same time.
Yeah,
What
I
was that?
Oh, sorry. I said that part made me stop, playing the game.
Me too. And I was
No, I
in
was
it.
gonna say, you're not
Man,
the
I
only
was
one
like, yeah, I was definitely in it. But yeah, that got me to say nope, I can't. And I don't think it was. Mike, the problem there could be it just probably wasn't every version of it. It probably ran okay on yours. It just was several different versions of it just didn't run well. But
Really?
my
Think
point,
so?
it's possible. It's possible. Control there's some people who notice even in Control that it's like, yeah, it's bad, but it's not as bad as some people are saying. You know what I mean?
I think it's more because every PlayStation should have run this the same. Should have run that game the same. So I think people have tolerances to framiness. You said you cannot play that game at that level. He Chaos was fine with it because obviously he got passed to it. I couldn't either, but I believe all of our three versions were running the same way, same crap. Yeah,
you got something on that about the tolerance because I never minded it. I honestly didn't even know what it was like, what the frame rate was. I didn't know what frame rate was. Like that's what happened. I look slow-mo moment.
Yeah, slow-mo.
This is cool. This is like being in the Matrix. This is awesome.
Not when I need to be precise on it, but
yeah.
So so we have other ones like what about Ghost of Tsushima? You know, I mean, technically that hasn't been announced for this console generation, but it's been hinted at that they're supposed to be in this console generation. Is that going to be now play it best on PlayStation 5? You know what I mean? Because clearly it's going to run better there. You know what I mean? But if you let's say for instance, right? Because we don't know when PlayStation 5 is coming, but let's just assume it's fall or winter of 2020, right? So let's say the end of the year comes, Ghost of Tsushima coming out, I don't know, May of 2020. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, what if it's chugging just like this? You know, what if we were looking at a great version of it running on obviously a PC, not on the actual console itself or something, and we just get, and then is it possible they're looking to the future? Hey man, we can probably get a few people to buy in again with the PlayStation 5. He'll play it best here. You know what I mean? Because this is the definitive edition, of the game. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what the plan is?
I think this game Ghost of Tsushima and Cyberpunk, they're definitely going to be games that are released on this platform and not PlayStation 5. And yes, I know that Ghost of Tsushima hasn't been basically confirmed one way or the other, but I'm saying it because I remember this was the same thing with Grand Theft Auto 5 when it was coming out on 360 and PS3. That game was ambitious as hell, and that game run fairly well, although there were framey moments, on it. But it was released
in that game.
Yeah. Me too. Actually, I like quadruple dip. This game, ran well on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Previous generation.
Yeah, and now it's running a lot better now here. But the reason why they still released it on the previous one, and also the same thing with Destiny 2, when it first came. Destiny. Actually, Destiny 2.
Yeah, Destiny.
Destiny. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. With Destiny is the fact that the install base is there. So you don't want to release something. You don't want to release your latest and greatest on PlayStation 5 yet and ignore PlayStation 4 because the install base of PlayStation 5 is not as big as PlayStation 4.
No, I'm not saying that it's going to leapfrog PlayStation 4. I think it's coming out to PlayStation 4. I have no doubt that it's coming out to PlayStation 4. But are they going to bring it to PlayStation 5 and go, oh, here, like they did with Grand Theft Auto 5? That's exactly what happened, right? Oh, we're going to throw in a few modes, and you got first-person view and all this, and now you're actually getting the
definitive edition.
The edition that you should have got to begin with. Because in the end, you throw all these modes in. I just want the game, and I just want it to work. You know what I mean? So that's what I wonder.
Can I kind of argue that real quick?
Sure.
What if it was more like we're gonna release it on the PlayStation 4? Now they see that they can, you can see more of the city. Like, what is it? The Horizon line. What is it? What are they called?
Oh, the level of the distance. Level of distance. LOD.
Yeah. Like, you can see further into the distance now because we got all these power now, but we still have more power and we have nothing to do with it. Like, what else do we add? So they just I never used the first person.
Well, prepare with Cyberpunk because that's the only.
That's fine. But I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto though.
Oh yeah.
I never used the first person. I thought it was so pointless. But again, we have so much here and nothing to do with it. Let's just keep adding shit. Fuck it. That's how I see it. Like they found themselves with so much power and like nothing else to do with it. Let's just start adding stuff.
Yeah.
There was some time, right, between one release and the other. Was it released both at the same? No,
No. They were released vastly apart. Because remember, that's how everybody double dip.
See, but that's the thing. That amount of time, you see, like they just started adding stuff because they had so much power and like nothing to do with it.
Yeah, suddenly they can better the textures,
Right. So it's not about giving you a definitive edition they had from the beginning. It's just like okay, this is it looks better, and since we had so much to do with, we just added more shit. Well, that's one way to look at it. At least that's how I like to see it.
Well, we're gonna play it. In any case, we're all gonna buy Cyberpunk 77, not Cyberpunk Game of the Year edition. Nobody's gonna wait that long to get. Oh, this is the best version. With all the patches and shit, which we probably should. But let's be real. We want to play that game, now. Now, whether you are okay with playing it on PlayStation or PlayStation Pro, that depends on your tolerance level for for that jankiness, basically, if we could call it that. If you're okay with that, like you don't need, for example, the high resolution, you don't need 4K for that game, right? It's fine if you have it and you want, and if you have it, great, run it, but you don't need it unless you feel like you do. And in that case, then buy the fucking bundle that's gonna come out, because they're gonna bundle that that game with PlayStation Pro.
I'm not gonna lie, like I was okay with frame drops before, but not anymore.
I can't.
Once I learned what it was and what it actually is, I was like, yeah, no, stop this shit.
Now it's no longer the Matrix slow-mo.
No. Fuck out of here with that. What is wrong with this?
Imagine Overwatch with that level of, you know what I mean? Like,
lag will do that to me, so I know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, and back to the main subject here. Another way to look at it about them releasing the games on both, it's fuck. I had a really nice thought, and now I fucking lost it. Oh, you start with a bigger no, not the base. The actual number of games you start out your console with. Library. You have a bigger library to begin with, and these games are going to include like really big hits. Because let's be real, if Cyberpunk 2077 is
third-party licenses, I'm not going to care about that.
It's just what?
Third-party licensee, third-party companies are not gonna care about that. They're gonna. That's something that first-party license, like the Sony and Microsoft, is gonna definitely care about. But third-party licenses are gonna want their game on the highest.
So they're just going with a double dipping route. I mean, I don't blame them. I will double dip on that shit.
It depends.
Problem, yeah. That's the issue, yeah.
It might be a game that there a lot of times unless the game is really, really special, and I see myself playing it again, one time is enough, And I don't say if I see myself beating it again, because I didn't. I finished Grand Theft Auto on Xbox 360, and I bought it on PC, and I was wowed by the level of detail and all that, and I played quite a substantial amount. I didn't beat it, but I got my feel. I got my feel.
I did the same. I didn't beat the story on the PlayStation 4 because it's fucking long. and I was
actually, my bad. That's what I did. It was on PlayStation 4. Sorry, I didn't beat on PlayStation Xbox 360. I beat on PlayStation 4.
I didn't.
But not on PC.
I was into the online aspect of it. It was very interesting, but it's all chaos.
Yeah.
I uninstalled that shit because I didn't fucking like it. So
really, you uninstalled it?
I got about 10, 12 hours in. I was like, nah, fam. That's good.
No, I mean, it's a story that you play once. I love that story. I love the characters. Some annoying, some missions were annoying, but I absolutely love those characters. God, their interactions and all the wild situations they got themselves into. That shit was great.
Yeah.
Perhaps. So, what do we think? What is our final thought on this? Do you think that, because I personally think they are forgetting. I think Cyberpunk 2077 is going to come out. I'm going to have a PlayStation 4. It's going to have issues. It's not going to run well. it's just going to have issues. And then I'm going to look back at that time where I was like about to pull the trigger on a PlayStation Pro and go, so what you're saying is I should have fucking bought in, right? That's what you're telling me, right? I should have bought in at that point because I can't do it now, you know what I mean? Because we all know PlayStation 5 is coming around the corner. So it's like, so you're saying I'm just fucked with this game, you know what I mean? And that's my field. I want to get control.
Think about
that. I don't think I want to play Control. You know what I mean? On the standard PlayStation 4.
Well, think about the vast library of games that you have. Mm-hmm. It's like playing it again, dude. When I got my PlayStation Pro, I was playing Ratchet and Clank again just because it was 4K.
Oh, Jesus
just because
Christ.
of that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
A little bit better. And you have a TV now that can support it. Before, I could understand, but now,
I am so not going to do that.
For $200 buy used, $200.
No, I'm not going to buy. I don't buy electronics used.
$150 at a pawn shop.
Wow. No.
It's okay. It's PlayStation 5 around the corner. It just needs to last you until PlayStation 5.
That's my problem. I don't know. Sometimes.
PlayStation 5 got delayed. 2021 now.
No.
No. Oh, man. So,
I don't think I don't know if they're forgetting as much as they're just preparing for the next generation.
They're just moving on.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right, guys. Any final thoughts on this?
No, that was literally my final thought on
it. Why? We can't milk this for. No, I just want to. I just want to clarify, because we're shitting on Control like if it was like it unplayable.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I will, for the record. This will by next week. I will probably have an opinion on this game. Okay,
all right. Then we can't wait to hear it.
I think that it's especially hearing the patch and watching the Digital Foundry's take on the patch, and it looks like a lot of things have improved. The game for the most part is solid 30. It's just when a game is as gorgeous, good, looking at that, and as fun as that game has been reviewed to be, because I haven't played it, but I'm dying to. Those drops are more prominent. Like you notice them more. I don't think that, honestly, if you're not as frame sensitive as we are, Chaos, you should get this game, or at least rent it or something, and play it, and you'll be completely fine. You'll be like, nope, I had no problem with it whatsoever.
I'll let you know if I do.
Yeah. We're just worried because the trend seems to be like they're getting the games lately have been how do you say, like, almost seems like they're targeted towards the higher end console that came out recently, rather than and
like the base console have been forgotten.
Correct.
Yeah. It almost feels like that, and it's a shame. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of an awesome real episode of. Wait.
It is called
Real to the End
Podcast.
Real episode 177 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, guys, go to Good Game Bracketed GG on Facebook because we still don't have our thing fixed. And also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. This is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. Chaos Reaper.
Well, I want to say that I learned something. At least I have a better understanding of what G-Sync is, because God knows, I knew that it made FrameIt better, but that was about it. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Dreamy, for giving us an explanation on that. I can't wait to do this again next week. Hopefully, I'll be here for the beginning.
Yes, sure. Absolutely. And yes, this is a learning podcast, so we are interested in teaching everybody some new stuff. Mr. David Santos takes us home.
Well, you're welcome, Chaos. And just tune in next week where we're going to talk about ray tracing and the benefits for the next generation console.
So you definitely want to put Mad Dog to sleep. Like, is this your challenge? When I hear him snore on the podcast?
That's when we take over. That's when we take over. Then we can talk. We can talk about Final Fantasy 14 and PC.
So that I can bore you then?
Stop playing boring games. That's all I'm saying. Get control.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
GG! What the hell? I can use a couple wanks.